I am an ass. It doesn't bother me if you think that's a funny thing to say. It probably is amusing to hear someone admit to it openly. Or at least it's funny if you're like most human beings. No doubt you're expecting a description of what makes me an ass. Perhaps some tale of stupidity or of crass or disgusting behavior that earned me the title. Here's why I am an ass. I have 4 legs and long ears. I bray. I am sturdy and can carry more weight than you'd think I could from my size. My mother and father were asses like me. I'm an ass. People sometimes call me a donkey. If I had started out by saying I was a donkey, you'd probably have thought I was referring mostly to stupid behavior. Saying I'm an ass usually means actions or a character that's more obnoxious than stupid. I'm not embarrassed about being an ass. I'm a good ass. I work hard. A little spirit of independence is part of my nature. If I was a human, you wouldn't necessarily say independence is a bad thing. People of Israel treasure independence, as do many peoples throughout the world. But because I have some independence, especially when people are being unreasonable, I am sometimes thought of as stubborn. Well, maybe stubbornness isn't a bad thing. You can't survive without being at least a little stubborn about it. If I was a pig, it would be silly to say I was an ass, or a chicken, or a cow, or a fox. Oddly enough, many of the animals in the world are used to describe humans, and most of the time it's considered an insult. Someone who's afraid is called a chicken, for example. Hey, if I was small and vulnerable and tasted good to so many people and animals, I'd be timid too, for the sake of survival. There's nothing wrong with being a chicken. Once in a while, an animal's name is used as a compliment, an eagle or a lion perhaps. But most of the time, being called an animal is not a good thing. Proud as a peacock, stubborn as an ass, scared as a chicken, greedy as a pig, sneaky as a snake. None are about flattery. A woman might be called a cat, a low man a dog, an embarrassed person is sheepish. And I'm an ass, and I'm fine with it. I should be the animal I was created to be. I bear strong burdens, I work hard, I sometimes bray when an enemy is near or I'm treated unkindly, and sometimes I bray because I want to bray. If God helped us animals to write a Bible, it would be different than the ones humans use. Take the biblical story of Balaam and his ass. We asses would tell about an unreasonable man who was as unreasonable and foolish as, well, as a human can be, who is as blind to spiritual things as a human can be, who rides heedless onto spiritual soil in the way only a human can do it. We were writing the story. To be called human or like a human might be used as an insult, but I hope we wouldn't do that. There are good and bad people just as there are good and bad asses. It is said that one of my kind bore the mother of Jesus from Nazareth to Bethlehem, and from Bethlehem to Egypt, where they went to escape people who were behaving like bad humans. It wasn't written down. We animals aren't always considered important enough to be included in the human story. But I like to think one of us bore that gentle weight of a mother about to bear a child. In sheer pounds, it would not have been too much. In terms of the spirit, it might have been a very great weight indeed. The child she bore would hold in its heart all the burdens of humankind. The humans don't mention me in the story of Mary and Joseph and Jesus, but they do have manger scenes in art where they show me as being there. I don't even know for sure if one of my kind was there, but I would have been proud to carry Mary and Jesus. One of my kind, however, was included in a later story of Jesus when he entered Jerusalem. Proud conquerors rode horses, but it was a tradition in Israel for a king to ride an ass, a donkey, especially when coming in peace. There may have been many reasons, but I like to think it was all about peace and remembering that even a king is not more valuable than other people. Jesus seemed to honor all people. He included a tax collector among his disciples. He spoke with women, with sinners, the clean and the unclean. And when he rode into Jerusalem that day, he didn't come brandishing a fist, but lowly, showing his heart, but not so lowly that they didn't notice him. I would have been pleased to have been the one to carry him. I so wish they'd used one of us to drag that awful piece of the cross up to Golgotha, instead of laying it on his bleeding shoulders. Someone named Simon got that job that day. They might have even laughed, saying he was to be the ass. Yet maybe Simon was proud to be an ass, to help a fellow human being in such a terrible moment. I don't know. What I would tell you is this: don't be an ass, because that's my job. Be a human the way God intended you to be a human, and then it won't be an insult, and it won't be an embarrassment. Well, maybe you could be like an ass at times, especially in helping each other with carrying the heavy burdens that you humans carry. Or maybe that's being like Jesus. Maybe we asses are like him. It's a nice possibility. Maybe the truth is everyone's supposed to help each other. The end. Amen.